I'm just kidding. No, it's exciting, but it's like a normal exciting. How are you doing? We're so happy. We're so happy to be here with you today. How are you doing, Money?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. Thanks. How about you?
Yeah, great. I'm great. I'm great. Okay, okay. So welcome everyone to our live. If you're familiar with our lives, welcome back. If you're not familiar with our lives, we talk about everything related to living, right, in this planet Earth. I'm just kidding. Just
Yes.
yeah, living in planet Earth. Okay, so we talk about spirituality and how spirituality relates to your relationships with others, relationship with yourself, right? Most importantly, and we talk about all the emotional stuff, people pleasing, needing external validation, right? Low self esteem, low self
Oh, yeah.
confidence, and whatnot. So feel free to ask questions in the chat. And as long as it's legal, we can talk about it here. This is your safe place. There's no judgment in this environment, so go ahead and just you can ask anything. Okay, so Mani, today's topic, so every week we have like an intro about people pleasing, and I was thinking about it last week. I don't think that we like done a live specifically about people pleasing, right? We touched
Right.
about other subjects that are related. So this is, so today's topic, are you feeling like you have to please everyone all the time, right? And do you sometimes feel like drained just by making everyone happy? Like no matter what you do, it's never enough, right? There's people that it's never enough for them, right?
Yeah.
And you say yes when you want to say no, and you basically adjust yourself so other people can feel comfortable.
Yes.
At the end of the day, really like feeling empty and exhausted,
Hi,
right?
Amy.
Hi everyone, hi everyone, good to see you. Hi Amy, good to see you. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. So Mani, what do you think about this topic, Mani?
Oh my gosh, this is such a, I mean, it ties in so many different ways, sort of thing. And
Yes,
there are so many little subtopics that we could go off of this sort of thing. So this is like, it's big. This is a huge one. It's for people that we got taught when we were young that we need to say basically yes to everybody when our parents ask us to do stuff. It's like, okay, we
yes,
need to go and do this. And then when teachers ask us to do stuff, we need to make sure to go do that. So we just get into this cycle of, saying yes to all the requests
right.
that come into us
So
without
today we're
really.
going to talk about, yeah.
Go ahead. And she's back. Yay.
Yeah,
Hi.
okay. So I don't know what happened. Okay, so
That's
today,
okay.
yeah, I don't know, you are being choppy and stuff, but okay, today we're going to talk about why we have this need to please everyone else, right? And how to release it once and for all, right? So,
Yes.
so let's talk about people pleasing. People pleasing, guess what is the source for people pleasing? Of course, our childhood, like most of our problems, I'm not here to blame our parents, right? They did
Um,
what they knew back then with with the tools that they had, basically, right? So,
yeah.
but so people pleasing. It starts from just being a little child wanting to please mom and dad, right? Because
Yep.
sometimes if we're not going to please them, they're going to be upset. And sometimes when they're upset, we can suffer punishment, right? And sometimes even like we can suffer abuse, right? Most likely
Yep.
a lot of us that been like this, spiritual awakening suffered abuse when we were little children. So basically, when we are little children, we just want to please everyone, to receive their love and to feel safe, right? And then we
And
grow up,
accepted.
yeah, and then we grow up and we continue to this, all right, Manny? What do you think about
Yes.
this topic?
So we get used to the idea, talking about people pleasing. We get used to the idea that we need to honor every request and say yes to every request that comes our way from when we're very little. And as you said, it continues on into adulthood, and it's really something that we don't question. We get taught to do that, but we don't get taught about healthy boundaries. So,
Yes. So, mhm. Yeah, so it starts with mom and dad, but as we grow up, it actually starts to touch on all authority figures, right?
yeah.
Teachers, bosses,
Hmm.
and then we end up like why I have the need to please everyone, right? Because every authority figure actually represent your childhood and represent the need, maybe the unfulfilled need or the things that we wanted to get from our parents but most likely couldn't receive it, or it was like conditional, right? You have to clean the room in order for you to
Yep.
see television, or you have to be like a straight A student, otherwise you're not going to receive money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So everything was, it was like conditioned. So we think we grow up and we think love and affection people to accept us truly, we have to give something, we have to do something, but actually we're not because we have value just by existing, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, so a lot of the time we have problem, especially as empath. Most likely if you're watching this video, empath are people that us included, right? That we can sense other people' energy. And because we are so sensitive and because we are sensing other people' energy, it's so easy for us to, oh my God, he's upset. Oh my God, he's upset. And, a lot of the time we actually blame ourselves for no reason. It's like the little child that blames himself. It's like her parents
Yeah.
got into an argument, so I'm the reason, right? So because we are sensitive to others, we want to ease the tension, right? We don't want to rock the boat, right? We
No, we
want
don't.
everything that everything is going. We want everything to be smooth sailing, and a lot of the time we abandon ourselves in the process, right?
Yep.
And we pleasing other people on the expense of our peace of mind and our joy and happiness, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there's always there's very definitely multiple costs to the people pleasing. Like, it's a endless cycle. It just keeps on going because you get the acceptance for what you give to people, and then the people go and say, hey, well, since you did this, can you do this? And you're like, well, if I want more acceptance or to stay accepted, I need to say yes to this.
Yes,
And and it's just on and on and on it goes.
exactly.
Now we're not saying that being like using your gifts and your talents in service to others, we're not saying that's a bad idea, because that's what we do every Wednesday, right? But we're not doing it for the people pleasing aspect. We have faith that the
Yes.
right people will find this at the right time. So there's a differentiation there that we just want to make sure uh, gets conveyed.
Yes, and so let's say someone start to recognize, okay, I'm a people pleaser, just can't help it, right? I just can't help it. So the first step is just be aware to this pattern, right? Be aware that
Yes.
you have the need, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you are like stop even, if you stop please other people, it will go get back to you from time to time, right? You can't
Yes.
really, you can't really release it permanently forever, but now you can have the awareness. So okay, so just have first step, have the awareness that you have tendency to please other people, right? So just
Yep.
absorb your decisions. Sometimes you want to say no, but you say yes, right? So how does it make you feel, right? Sometimes it can create, because hi everyone. Hi, Rich. Good to see you. Good to see you. So sometimes it's not, and sometimes I'm going to say something. It's not just about the other person. is actually about us.
Yep.
Because when we are pleasing other people, there's a payoff that we receive. And the payoff is I am loved, I'm accepted, right?
Yep.
So there's a payoff. So a lot of the time, you can create like a toxic codependent relationship with
You can.
others, right? So I just realized it a few years ago that it's not just about them, it's about us, because we are just so programmed to do it, and we don't know otherwise, right? So if when you start to stop, pleasing others, or you start to say no, it will be really hard for you. It will be really hard for you because you have this codependent energy inside of you, right? You just like it's just like an addict. When I started to set boundaries with people, I felt like an addict in a withdrawal, right?
Uh-huh.
Because oh
Yes.
my god, and a lot of the time people, especially close people like family, they're not going to like it when you start to set boundaries with them. And this is one of the ways to start to shed this people pleasing mentality, is to start to set boundaries with people and to start to speak up when you usually stay silent. And a lot of people are, oh my God, you've changed. What happened to you? Right? What happened to you? Because
Well, you
why?
know what
Because
happened? You put
yes,
boundaries in place. You
yes, and because
questioned.
they're used to the version of you that just do as they say, and now, and you know what I'm saying. So now people with you will have to be like really. There's like a period when you start to do it, when you start to feel, you will feel a lot of guilt inside of you, and you will feel like, oh my God, people are going to leave me, they're going to abandon me. Oh my God, because this is the real problem, right, Manny? The real problem that we
Yes.
are scared.
It's a fear. It's a fear. It's fear based. So yeah,
Yes,
Rich is saying gaslighting. Yeah. Very definitely. So
yes,
here let's talk about the consequences though of people pleasing. So we got emotional exhaustion and burnout. Number 1, we were talking yesterday about how you cannot pour into others' cups when your own cup is empty. So this is
exactly,
this is where you need to make sure that you emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, the whole 9 yards, that your cups are full before you go giving the excess to others, sort of thing. Because if you are burnt out, it doesn't matter. They're not going to get anything that they ask for, and you're not going to get what you need. So you lose touch with your own needs and desires. You think more about what others want, and you try to help supplement and help them on their journey without really considering your own needs and desires. Now that's a double-edged sword, because I know we were talking yesterday as well that sometimes, yeah, filling up the tank with empty reserves, yeah, that just we are quite literally running on fumes at that point. um, but
correct,
when you do so much for other people, when you are so hell bent on pleasing other people and you are getting burnt out, and I mean, you're going to have resentment, sure, at some point, but you're
exactly,
also not allowing people to grow, to feel their own discomfort, to necessitate change. So by sometimes by always saying yes, you are actually hindering, you're not helping, you're actually hindering the people that are
exactly,
asking for the help by not allowing them to go through the process on their own. Sorry, wanted to get that out
exactly.
there.
Like yes, like you're robbing them the opportunity actually to know the real you. Start to shed this people pleasing mentality. First, start to speak up. When you're usually silent, you are silent in where like something happened and you don't want to create tension with the other person, so you just stay silent. So start to speak up. I'm not saying pick your battles, right? but start to speak up when you want to, because otherwise you're going to repress it and it's going to stay inside of your body and you will start to feel resentment. So start to speak up. Second, start to be vulnerable with people, like people that are close to you. Show them the real you. Show them your imperfection. Show them that you are struggling sometimes. You don't have to put a mask. You don't have to put a facade that everything is good. I'm here. Yeah, everything is good. I'm going to please you. Oh my. No, no, no. No, start. You can't really put, I said it before, you can't really push away people that are meant for you. Right? So start to be vulnerable with people and start to speak up. Yeah, so if you have questions, go ahead and ask in the chat. Mani, you wanted to say something?
Very others expend their energy to help us. A give and take, it's a duality, and that's phenomenal. But we do, as empaths, tend to run into people who want to, they're takers. They're not givers. They're really good at
Exactly.
taking. They're really good at taking, but they are really not excellent at giving back.
Exactly.
And gaslighting, we can get guilt, and that is key.
Exactly.
This is where the resentment comes in. You feel empty, and you feel bad for saying no. You say yes when you don't want to. You over apologize, over explain. You feel guilty for taking care of yourself first, because you were never taught to take care of yourself
Right.
first,
And
right?
and there's something that you touched on. You know what? As empath, people that really can sensitive to others' energy, we tend to attract a lot of, like you said, narcissists tendencies,
Narcissist. Hmm.
people with narcissist tendencies, right? And a lot of the time those relationships are toxic, but there's a reason for those people to be in love, because the reason is for you to learn to speak up for yourself and to you to set boundaries. So there's a lesson. So if you are, oh, why am I always like attracting toxic people, toxic friends, toxic relationship, that's the reason. That's the reason, because it's just, and unless you are going to start to shed this people pleasing mentality, and you start to something big that I've noticed that a lot of people that I know and clients, we have problem to communicate our needs to other people. And then I ask people why, and I know why, because I've been there myself, and still from time to time I catch myself. Because so why? Because people are, I'm going to create tension. Why? Because people are not going to like me. Why? So they're going to leave me, and I'm going to be alone.
Yep.
Right? So that's the core problem. The core problem is that we don't want to feel those emotions of abandonment, of being alone, of people are not going to like us, because come on, everyone wants to be liked by others. Even someone that, if someone tells you I'm not, I don't care. Oh, let's admit it, we all want to be liked by others, right? But the difference is that you have to prioritize yourself first, prioritize your needs, right? I'm not saying to be disrespectful for others, just to prioritize your needs and to be, because when you are, people ask me, why is it so easy for you, Limor, or how can I make it easy for me to express myself? So when you are working on being your authentic self with yourself, and to respect and honor your values, right? So it will become easy for you. So what does it mean, respect your values? So if you, let's say, one of your core values are so important. Let's say one of your core values is honesty, and someone is not being honest with you. So this is your responsibility to communicate it in a loving way to the other person, that
Yes.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually, it's your responsibility, because no one is going to do it for you. And a lot of the time, there are people. Sometimes they are not mind readers. Sometimes we think that other people are mind readers, or maybe they're doing something to upset her, but they're really oblivious for all of it. So this is your job and your responsibility. And I'm telling you, if you are scared, people are going to respect you more for speaking up rather than you being a yes man.
True that. I mean, that takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage. So let's
Yes.
talk about how to stop or reduce the people pleasing cycle, so we can
Hmm.
get off that loop.
Yes.
So awareness, big one sort of thing. And this is when you're going through your spiritual awakening, awareness and being able to take a step back and observe as an observer
Hmm.
rather than being first person involved in something, noticing the emotions that come up and noticing when the cycle is beginning. um when you notice when you first say yes out of fear, not choice. The fear comes from, if I don't say yes to this request when I want in the people pleasing cycle, I'm going to be left alone. And that means I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to be in danger. This is what the little ego is saying in your head. You need to be accepted and you need to do everything that
Yes.
they ask you, sort of thing.
Yes.
So, awareness, notice when that cycle goes to start with the ask. And, don't be afraid to say no. That's obviously a big thing, but practice
Yes.
small
Hmm.
boundaries first. Small ones.
Exactly. And another more things that you can do, it's actually you have to change the meaning. Like sometimes we
Mhm.
think that if we were to say no to people, it make us like really bad people, or I'm not that nice, or no, change the meaning, because when you are saying, sometimes when you're saying no to others, you're saying yes to yourself, right? So change the meaning, and that oh, if we say, yeah, the other person is not going to accept it, okay. But another thing I talk about it on one of my lives this week. Don't be outcome dependent. If you
Yeah.
are, if you want to communicate your needs, if you want to set boundaries, if you want to be vulnerable with someone, if you want to say something right that you're really like, being like scared about, talking about. So don't be outcome dependent, because this is not your responsibility, and you don't have
Right.
control over the way that the other person is going to take it or respond. So you are not doing it for the sake of receiving the feedback. That, of course, it's nice if you're going to receive the feedback that you want from others, but this is not what you are saying. You are doing it for yourself, for expressing yourself, right? And you are doing it for you. So when you are doing it, release the outcome as much as you can. Of course, you can have like a preferable outcome, or you can visualize it before you talk to someone, or this is the outcome that I'm going to receive. But don't be attached to it. Just say to yourself, you know what? I don't know how the other person is going to accept it, or I don't know, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it in order for me to release those energies, and in order for me to fully love myself, right? Because if you are fully love yourself, you are not going to, let people treat you in a certain way. And you,
Hmm.
right? So I want to share something, Marnie. Like for me, like I had like a codependent relationship with my parents. I can admit it, right? So I used to visit them a lot, and it was like really not healthy. So there were times that like my mom, oh, you going to come over like to eat lunch, and I'm like, no, no, not today. And it was really hard for me at the beginning that I practically, literally was sitting in my car crying, because it's like an addict, it's like an
Yep.
addiction, and you think that you are letting down the other, you're letting down others, and you are not like a good person or whatever. So I literally cried. I was like, it's like a withdrawal. And then I started
Mm,
to realize that it's not just the other person or the other person wanted to take or whatever. This is me. This is me. I can decide whether to allow it or not. It's my
exactly.
decision. So it's going to be hard at the beginning. So start, and I can advise you, especially if you are dealing with toxic people, not to do like a 180, right? Just do it in a sensible way. Just so, like, if you are talking with someone like every day and this person is like toxic, like a friend or whatever, just start to reduce, right? So instead of like 5 times a week, start with 4 times a week. Or if they are calling you all the time, you are allowed not to pick up the and like to text them instead, because when you are dealing with people that you feel an obligation to please, there a lot of the time we are really like sensitive to their energy, and when they speak to you they're like ta, 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 like they have really intense energy and look like, oh, whoa, whoa, so just do it like step, just little steps until you're going to do it like in a more obvious way. But just at the beginning, just especially if you are with toxic people, because those people are going to guilt trip you or whatnot, right? They're going to tell you that you changed, that you are not the same person, you are changed for the worse, or you need to change
I
yourself, you
should
need to
hope.
change.
I should hope you're not the
Yes,
same person.
so
My
so
goodness.
so just do it like one step at a time. So, and then like 1 year from now, you're going to be completely different. And I'm telling you, if they will have trouble to accept it at the beginning, but with time, they will learn to honor it and to accept it, because you are going to accept it. And this is what you are going to project, right? So, this is the reflection that you are going to get. Maybe not initially, but with time you are going to get it.
Yeah, definitely. So remember, your value is
Mhm.
what you say it is. But your value is greater than the exterior approval of others. That's a t-
Exactly.
that is a tough pill to swallow when you're first going through your spiritual awakening and you are breaking out of the people pleasing process.
Yes.
Excuse me, because we're taught not to think of ourselves that way. It's like, oh, you're not great, you're not special. I mean, anybody can do what it is that you do, and it's rude to think of yourself as better than others, sort of thing. So
Yeah, but it's
inherently
not about feeling.
there's
Yeah,
that.
it's not about feeling better. That's the point.
Yes,
It doesn't mean
but
that you feel
inherently
like
that's the first thing that comes up.
yes,
That's the
right,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
right. Yeah, and we are beating ourselves up for it, right?
Hmm.
Like you said, Manny, right? And we had like personally those conversations between us, right? Because of course we do have like this people pleasing like mentality.
Aspect.
Maybe now,
Hmm.
yeah, aspect, yeah. So you can really release it 100%, but now you just catching yourself and no, no, I'm not going to allow it, right? So yeah, so don't beat yourself up, right? So do it like really baby steps, right? Don't be gentle with yourself and start to change the meaning. Start to change the meaning. So instead of telling yourself, oh my God, what am I doing? They are not going to like me. Start telling yourself, I'm going to respect myself. Those people are going to respect me eventually. And if those people are not going to respect you eventually, those people don't really meant to be in your life. But I'm telling you, even with the most toxic person, if you will stand up for yourself firmly, consistently, they will accept it and then they will honor it. right?
It'll take a little bit of time, but yeah.
Yes.
There's another aspect to it as well. Is like, okay, so if in this people pleasing cycle, let's say somebody who is always asking you for stuff and you are always doing things for them. When we talk about starting to implement small boundaries, little tiny boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually counter that with, hey, I need you to, take me grocery shopping, and I need you to take me, here, there, and because, you have a car and I don't, and blah, blah, blah. You
Yeah.
are, of course, free to say no. You are also free to say, you know what? I can't do that for you, but I will do this for you instead. You are allowed to start putting up those boundaries in small ways where you do not necessarily have to honor the request in full, but you get to choose what it is that you will participate in when you are starting to implement those boundaries. Sorry, I just thought that
Exactly.
needed to be added in.
Yes, yes, exactly. And it's not about not being nice. That's okay to
Mm,
be nice. That's okay to be nice with others, and that's okay to help others. And but now, like I've noticed on myself now, when I do it willingly. I don't do it from
mhm,
from the state of mind that, oh, I have to do it right, not to create any tension. I do it because I want to. I choose to, right?
mhm,
I feel like this. I want to give. But of course, other times I'm just saying no, or not right now, right? Or not right now, or no, or you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when you start to shed this people pleasing mentality, you will be exactly the same person, like someone that really wants to love to give others and to help others, but you do it like from a different energy, and you do it when you choose to, right? And actually,
exactly.
when you do it from a point of choice, you will feel so empowered. You will feel so empowered because it means that your cup is full, right? So you can give to others, right?
Yes,
Instead of pouring from an empty cup, right? Now you are
exactly.
full, you are caring for yourself, you are loving yourself, you're creating boundaries, you're protecting your energy, right? So it will be a lot easier for you to feel like you have like a lot to give, rather than always like, oh, tuning your energy to others. Oh, yeah, yeah. How can I give you? Yeah, yeah. And if I'm
Mhm,
not, I'm not. There's no judgment here, but a lot of the time we do it. Oh, yes, yes. I want your validation. I want your acceptance. How can I help you? Yes, I want you to like me. And that's, you know, this is how it
that's
is.
yeah. Yeah, 100% it is. So like you're saying, it is 100% okay to
Yes.
prioritize yourself. Like we're saying, you need to fill up your own cup first before you can give to others. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the and you're talking about the people who really do care about you will respect the boundaries that you put in place once you are breaking the people pleasing cycle. For others, they may never come around, and for some, it may take a little longer than others. But the ones who truly love and care about you, not for what you can give and do for them, but care about you as a living, breathing, a beautiful soul, they will start to respect your boundaries.
And you know
It's
what?
it's
A
like
lot
a
of the
it's a change.
Yes, and a lot of the time others don't even have the awareness. They're not really aware. They're just in this pattern their whole life, right? So like
Yep.
the people also that like you feel the need to please, they don't even think they're doing anything wrong, right? And a lot of the time it's your responsibility to like put a mirror in front of them and like, this is how it makes me feel. Like I can't do it
Yeah.
all the time. I have my own life, like you said. Like if someone that doesn't have a car, like asking you, oh, you have a car, so you can do it. But but I have you. You can say that I have my own life. I have my own needs. I need to take care of other stuff in my life. It doesn't mean that I need to be of service like 24/7 all the time, right? So
Yep.
I'm being harsh because right now, I, there's no bullshit. Like if someone there's no bullshit with me. I'm like, you know what? Even like if
Right.
someone tried to guilt trip me, I'm just like, this guilt trip it's not working anymore. You know. So to some people, it's going to take time to be like this, but you can respectfully like honor your boundaries and honor your values, right? And prioritizing yourself, right? And it doesn't
Yes.
make you the bad guy. And I know because especially when it's family, we have like let's say if we have like toxic parents, they will like, oh, I sacrificed my life for you, right? And this is how you repay me. This is how you
Yes.
repay me.
Yes.
So a lot of the time it's really hard, right, to hear it
You
from
know,
a parent.
and it is 100% okay to not play into the guilt trip. So here's the thing,
Yes,
when people when people are putting the guilt trip on you, when they are used to always asking you for things and having you say yes, they don't know they're when they react with a guilt trip like that, it's they don't know literally in that moment how they're going to survive without it. It means they're going to have to put forth the effort. They're going to have to step up. They're going to have to move out of their comfort zone
exactly,
to be able to accomplish. So don't take the guilt trips internally. Don't take them personally. They're not meant for you. It's them expressing that discomfort at now
exactly.
encountering your boundaries, however it is that you've put
Yes,
them up.
and you
So
touch. Yeah, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, so and you touch on a really a great point that this has become part of our identity.
To
This
them.
is
Yes.
yeah, they look at the version of yourself of you like the old version of you, but for us also as people pleaser, this is part of our identity because like everyone likes me, I'm bending myself for everyone, right?
Yep.
So this is bad. So you know like again, Eckhart Tolle say it in the book The Power of Now. Who are you without it? Like let's say I'm going to
Yes.
take the people pleasing identity from someone, like you know they don't know who they are, right? Because they are so tuned to everyone else and not really tuned to themselves, right?
Yes.
So it's all start with within, and when you start to set, you call it like internal boundaries, people in the future won't even like put you in this position because at the energy that you're going to give off, it's like, don't mess with me, right?
Let's hope it doesn't need to come to that. Sometimes it does. But
Yeah, but
we
people can sense it. They can sense it. So sometimes they just don't going to offer it or to ask you because they're going to sense that you're not going to do it because you just can't right now or whatever, right? That's what I meant. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
mhm.
So I know we're gonna have to wind up here shortly. So we want to invite everybody to notice one area that you can start implementing small boundaries and where you can say no this week, especially if it's something that is a repetitive task that really the person can do for themselves, sort of thing.
Yeah,
It's okay to say no, sort of thing, and just, you get to choose where you say yes and make that choice not from fear, but from authenticity.
yeah. So even if it's just a minor thing, right? And even if it's like it's going to be really hard for you, Even it's just a minor thing, like I don't know, like if someone just take your pen at work just to ask him, can you give me back my pen? Because there are people that have problem even to ask that, right? So start with small, and then it's like I always say, it's like a muscle. The more you practice, the more you're going to be good at it, and the more
Yes.
transformation you are going to see in your reality.
Yep,
So,
it's all
Marnie,
just one little
final
step at a
thought?
time. Yes, Lemore. Um, so okay, this is I know we talked about this the other day, but it's start to notice, let's get present in the now. Start to notice who struggles when you say no and analyze. I want you to consciously think what is with that struggle, where is that coming from? And it's okay to take that step back and to look at that part that you play in that person's life. It's going to be a growing experience. It's not going to be accomplished overnight, sort of thing. It is a process, like planting a seed in the ground. So this is where we say, the growth takes time, and it's one boundary at a time. And I think this is just it's such an amazing topic. So thanks, Lamore. What do you think
Yes.
about this? Let's have
Yes,
your
so like you
thoughts.
said, just for this week, we challenge you. Just start to be aware where in your life you are pleasing others when you practically don't want to, right? And our mission for you this week is say no to something small, something small that you are struggle with, and just see how you feel. And that's okay. You're going to feel maybe lousy with yourself, or you're going to feel like,
It's going to
that's
be
okay.
uncomfortable.
Yes, yes. It's like I don't know. It's like to shed an identity. It's really hard, right? So just
It is.
take it one step at a time, right? And one few months
Yeah.
from now, 1 year from now, you'll be a completely different person, and your reality will shift. So
That sounds
yeah,
super cool. Well, for those of us who or for those that tuned in, Lamore is actually a licensed life coach and all that stuff, and she has a free 30-minute clarity call. So if there's anything that you're struggling with, she's the one to talk to, and I know she's going to post a link in the comments.
yes, yes. Thank you, Marnie. So, Marnie, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for engaging in the chat. If you have
Thank
question, you
you.
watching the replay, feel free to ask question in the comment section. So, we are basically here every Wednesday, 10
Mhm.
a.m. Central Time, and I'm doing my daily YouTube lives. I just started, like last week,
Yay!
2 weeks
Those
ago.
are awesome.
So yes, so thank you so much. We are so grateful. Manny, we're going to do a little heart.
Oh yes, always. And bring yours over a little more, little more. Nope, not backward. There, ta-da! Oh, that's
Yes,
perfect.
perfect. Thank
Yes.
you, Annie. So good to see you.
Thanks,
Sending so much
everybody.
love.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye bye.